Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to another short episode of Affinity Restoration's job site build. It is the following day. You probably saw that video yesterday we did in Park Forest. We are now on Friday here at Countryside, Illinois, where another job site of ours has basically started this morning. Again, as always, this is what we do, raw and uncut, so we don't edit these, so you'll see them as we basically see them. I got to the job site a little later than expected this morning, so as you can see, it's already torn up. But the previous pictures probably showed you exactly what this house looked like before we tore it up during the inspection and everything. But this is a beautiful home out here in Countryside that sustained some form of storm damage. We've had a big storm that came through the state of Illinois back in June. I think middle of June or something like that, that basically was accompanied by hail and some heavy winds that allowed us to help these fine folks here get a new roof and new gutters and things and additional work. Now, the story behind this is actually, this is the father of one of our clients in Westmont. Okay, we did the roof for the son, completely deteriorated, bad condition. And the father saw the good work that we did and the installation that we did, and kind of assumed that we may be able to do the same for him. And we took the job and come to realize that, yeah, we could actually get it done just because we saw enough damages on the roof. So that's the key here, folks, is that there's a lot of homeowners out there that will take the insurance company on by themselves. And that's the problem. When you are a homeowner, you know nothing about construction, or bare minimum, unless you're in construction yourself. But a lot of homeowners, they're not necessarily in construction. And if you don't know what you're doing and you're going up against the insurance company, that's pretty much like going to a trial without any representation and then going against a big company's lawyers and things like that. You know, you're unprepared. So what we always tell people is that if you file a claim on your own, the chances of you getting approved by the insurance company is very unlikely. They're going to want to do a repair. They're going to want to do the bare minimum. Well, that's almost similar to what happened to this. So the first initial stage went through as far as an inspection, and then the result came back as they wanted to do a repair. They found a handful of shingles that were damaged from the storm, and they wanted us to do a repair on them, you know, change and replace those pieces of shingles. Well, the problem with that is anybody could do that, but is it done right? I mean, the question is, was the shingles removed and replaced properly? Well, if you're doing it yourself, you're probably happy with what you're doing, and you're thinking, well, I took a shingle out and I put a new shingle in and it's done and it's repaired. No, that's not the case. There are certain components on a shingle that's very important, and to make sure that they're not damaged. So we did a repairability. We did a repairability for this house, and we discovered that in the process of repairing one piece of shingle, it was actually damaging other shingles around it. And because of that factor, the insurance company had no choice but to buy the entire roof. Now, whether it's 20 shingles or 30 shingles, pieces of shingles that needed to be repaired, the insurance company decided that, you know what, it's safer to just go ahead and put a new roof on this. Now, obviously, we're able to do that because as a general contractor, we can have those videos. We can show the insurance company and justify why it needed to be replaced. Where if you just did it on your own, how would you know how to do a repairability test? How would you know how to do a repairability video to show the insurance company that it cannot be repaired? So all of a sudden you get this, a homeowner would get this result, or a statement that the insurance company sends them that says, no, we're not buying your roof. We're giving you just, you know, a couple of $100 to repair your roof. Well, that's not good enough, right? So that's the benefit of going through a general contractor like ourselves, like Affinity, where we can actually provide you with those justification and those videos to ensure that the repairability shows the insurance company that it cannot be done, and as a result, a whole new roof gets put on. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this. Again, this is a referral from one of our clients. It's actually not just a referral, it's his father. And we're doing this today. We got the permit yesterday, so that's how fast we turn around. We got the permit yesterday and we're on site today. So again, we'll take a look at it. So here's what we're showing as far as the materials. So the homeowner basically did exactly like his son. He's getting the OC summer harvest, as you can see. And again, here at Affinity Restoration, we always go for the best of the best. And then of course ice and water, 6-foot ice and water because of building code is gonna go up there. Homeowner optioned out for or wanted to use the ridge vent system, which basically we're putting on a ridge vent on this home. And then what else do we have here? A lot of synthetic. We're putting on the synthetic underlayment, everything in there, and we're putting the Snow Country ridge vent system on it, just to make sure that we've got it nice and tight. There's enough ridge to vent this entire roof. And keep in mind that venting doesn't mean that you just pop holes up there. They have to have some form of a requirement, and in this particular case we use a vent calculator that allows us to put in how much roofing we're about to put in, and it tells us the minimum requirement that it needs to have as far as a ridge vent. In this case, the minimum requirement is 32 feet of ridge vent, but we're putting in 37 feet just to be safe. But most importantly too, you see these vents, you guys? Just because you put a venting system on the roof, it doesn't mean that the roof is breathing. You have to double check to make sure that these soffit vents are actually open. If they're not open, you are suffocating, or for the lack of better terms, baking your shingle, because no fresh air is going into your attic and it's just overheating your attic, and then it's cooking the shingles and it's cooking the decking. So that's not good. So you have to double check those, because it will void warranty if you are not vented properly. Now you can see that the gutters have gutter covers that are massive. I mean, these are really cool gutter covers, which they are coming off today and being replaced along with the gutters. Ice and water, they're leaving the last portion of it still, because this is probably one of the hardest shingles to remove, is because they're stuck on the ice and water shield underneath it. So as you can see, 32 squares of a roof are about to come off. Decking looks good, nothing too majorly bad. Here's our foreman, Manny. Manny, say hi to the folks. There you go. The showstopper, right? Oh, soft decking. What is going? Whoa, really soft decking, Manny.
Okay.
Soft decking. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, see these things? We gotta double check them. Soft decking is a little something that we want to monitor, because we don't want our roofs to be on unstable decking. It looks good. See, right now they've got these box vents. We're removing all of them and putting ridge vent, and then of course putting box vents where they are needed if necessary for additional ventilation. So here's one big ridge over here that we're gonna ridge out for ridge venting. So it looks good. There's Jonathan, our superstar. You saw him yesterday put some massive amount of shingles, and you saw his trigger finger going at it on those guns. Now we've got a flat roofing section over here. We got a flat roofing section over here that is currently right now mod bitumen, and we're replacing them. The homeowner wants the 2-ply, so we're gonna put a 2-ply system on this, just like that right there that you see across the home on the other side. They want that instead. So we've got a good this is gonna be a tricky one. We got 2 chimneys out here. This is gonna be a tricky one today. And then of course we've got the little shed back there that's gonna get shingled out as well. So it's got a lot of work. It's about 8:15 in the morning, and they started an hour ago, right around 7:15, 7:20, and as you can see, a lot of it has already been stripped out. Look at this. A lot of it has already been stripped out. So our crew, as always, performing at its finest, and I believe that is why we titled these videos Affinity Restoration at its finest moments. Right here we go. Look at that. You see how hard my guys working to remove that shingle? It's because the ice and water is actually working. Those shingles are literally stuck to that ice and water shield, which is a good sign. That's what you want. That's what you want.
Always would be like that.
Yep.
Shingles never get in, and the top never. Always take it out.
Yep. See? We always remove everything. So you see this? This is how this works. Beautiful, beautiful. As always, we will keep you posted as we progress forward. In the meantime, stay tuned, and we always appreciate that you're taking the time to watch these videos. I'll provide a little bit more update as we progress forward. So stay tuned for the next section of this episode. All right, folks, we are back on the other portion of this video here at Countryside. As you can see, everything has been cleaned up. All the nails have been taken out. This thing probably has anywhere between 15 to 17,000 nails. All right, ice and water is gonna go in now. I think they have ice and water on the back side of the house already. We use the plugs. We plug up all the previous vents. Look at that. Plugged up all the previous vents, so nice and pretty, not jerry-rigged. Cut out the hole for the ridge vent system. We're gonna be working on the flat roofing here. We're turning the flat roofing, like I said, to that 2-ply system. Valley already has, look at this guy carrying 2 bundles of shingle. That's like my weight. It's 170 pounds on his back right there. 170 pounds. Yes, folks, I only wear 170 pounds. All right, so ice and water going in. 2 lines of ice and water. Check it out right here. 2 lines of ice and water going in. Look at that. Look how pretty that line is. See that? Shingles coming in all the way. Gutter aprons are already in. Nice and pretty gutter aprons. Look at that. Look at that. That's the way to do it. There's pelotas. Wait, pelotas. There you go. See? Oh, snap, they're already shingling. Look at this. This guy is already shingling. What the heck? I just blinked. Well, folks, I was downstairs basically doing the chimney flashing that we're gonna basically put on this. The homeowner wanted a specific one because, as you can see, the old chimney flashing is like a step flashing, right? Well, homeowner wants that. Nice, solid, big, fat chimney flashing. Look how cool they are. They are really cool when they are that big. So we're building them flashing that looks like that, big and thick. Well, something's wrong with that flashing. Look at this. It's already gapped. We're not building that. We're building the look of it, but not that. That's messed up. Why is that flashing? Something very wrong with that. The one over there looks okay. Ours will be better, but yeah. Big thick one is what my point is that we're building a thick one. Okay, so I was building that, and while I was building that, these guys already going. Look at that. Owens Corning, baby. This is the thing about Owens Corning, people. Okay, let me explain something to you guys. This is why we do not use the Oak Ridge version. There's nothing wrong with the Oak Ridge version. Owens Corning Oak Ridge, right? But we like the duration. The duration shingles. Let me explain to you why we go for the duration shingles. Let me go in the shade here. All right, so here's a lot of the problems that a lot of people run into. Okay, so this is what we call the Sure Nail technology from Owens Corning, right? I mean, if you look at it, it's just a piece of material, right? It's a piece of material, right? Well, here's the thing about roofing. How many, and be honest, if you're a contractor or if you're a roofer watching this video, how many of you guys actually monitor your PSI on your guns or on your hoses or on your compressor? Now, you could sit there and say, oh yeah, we watched that. That's BS, and you know it. What I mean by that is, you know how many roofs I've been on? And when I look into the shingles or the way that they're nailed, they put like 4 or 5 nails on the nail strip. And the nail strip is the most important part because that's what's actually holding the shingle down for the most part, right? You know how many nails? Let's just for example, say that there's 5 nails on the nail strip, right? And then of course there's another 4 or 5 nails on the top of the shingle, right? Well, the nail strip, if there's 5 nails on this, 9 out of 10 times, 3 or 4 of those nails are overdriven. They're overdriven nails. They're literally almost halfway, if not halfway through the shingle already, because the compressor was running so high that when they shoot that first 2 or 3 nails down, the pressure is so high that they shoot it through, right? And then the last two, the pressure is much lower, that it's the nails actually on top of the shingle, which is the way that it's supposed to. But it's not supposed to be 3 out of 5 nails, you know, holding it down, or in this example, 2 out of 5 nails holding it down. It should be all 5 nail heads are on top of the shingle, not in the middle or in between it, ready to go through. So what's the result of overdriven nails? Very simple. If the nail is underneath the shingle and it's not holding the shingle down, that means it's gonna peel off. And if the shingle peels off, it's gonna slide down. So you'll see a lot of homes or even commercial buildings out there that gets repaired because as time goes by, the shingle starts to sag down. It looks like the shingle is sagging down and coming off the roof. And it's not from wind damage. That's not from a storm. That's not from wind damage or any other natural causes. That's just because the nails made it through the shingle. It's called a blow through. It blew through the shingle, and the shingle is just sliding down, because what's really keeping them together now at that point is going to be the adhesive. The adhesive on the shingle itself, right? Well, when that shingle heats up during the summertime and the nails are really not holding the shingle down, well, keep in mind that that shingle will start to eventually gradually slide off of the roof. And it looks like the roof is shifting. Well, it's not shifting. It's the shingles that are basically sliding down. So that's the result of an overdriven nail. Well, here's what Owens Corning nail strip does. An Owens Corning nail strip has this fabric. Now imagine driving a nail through this, right? So a perfect example would be, is like, imagine taking a 3-inch or an 1.5-inch nail and pushing it through your shirt and trying to pull it out to the other side. The nail head is gonna get stuck. You're gonna have to tear your shirt in order to get that nail out. That's the same concept of the Sure Nail fabric, okay? The nail will lock itself, and this fabric will stop that nail from going through, preventing or minimizing blow through. So here's what they look like when they're done properly. Look at those nails. Those nail heads are on top of the shingle. They are not underneath the shingle. Look at that. Look at these. On top of the shingle. On top of the shingle. So that's the key thing about the Sure Nail technology, or just this fabric strip, is the fact that these nails have a harder time burning through the fabric and through the shingle, hence keeping, look at that, look at all these, keeping the shingle on the roof even at high winds. So as you can see, there's no blow throughs in these, right? So that's one of the reasons why we use Owens Corning Duration Shingle with the Sure Nail technology, is to make sure that our roof remains on the roof, not on the ground, right? I mean, at the end of the day, I don't want to be called out here 2 or 3 years down the road and say, yeah, my roof is leaking. Oh yeah, some of the shingle came off. No, I got better things to do than that. So we build it right from the get-go. That is why, once again, look at these. Rhino roof, all right? Synthetic. We don't put paper. Why would I want paper on top of a roof? I don't care what you all say about, oh yeah, paper is perfectly fine. Paper is, 15-pound or 30-pound felt is okay. It's fine. It'll do the job. I understand it'll do the job. I mean, it's the same concept that a Kia will get you from point A to point B, but a Mercedes will get you from the same point A to point B, just more comfortable, right? I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just, using that as an example. Why put paper up here when you can basically put, for just a little bit more extra, put synthetic. Waterproofing is what I call it, right? It's almost like waterproofing. It's like synthetic is literally like putting your hand inside a Ziploc and then dipping it in water. Your hand stays dry. Well, you take a paper bag from the grocery store, line it with petroleum-based product to make it somewhat water resistant. You put your hand through that and you soak it long enough in water. Eventually that water is going to come through, folks. Well, this is the state of Illinois. We get a lot of water and a lot of snow out here. So we don't cut corners. We get the job done and do it right. If you're going to do something, you do it right and you do it fast, right? It's just that simple. So once again, this is Affinity Restoration at its finest, people. At its finest. We get it done. We do things right or not at all. There it is. Ice and water. Shingling started. So I'll keep you guys posted with the updates as we basically move along, and stay tuned for more updated progress report on the next section of this video. We'll see you shortly. So here's a real quick update. This is the flat part of the roofing, and as you can see right here, there's a big dip on when they built this flat roofing. So rather than taking a chance, again, being in the state of Illinois and having so much snow and water and ice, this acts like a pool up here. The homeowner mentioned at one time that, you know, with heavy rains, there could be a pool of water that could be just right here. So flat roofing, yes, it's very durable against water and things like that, but you soak anything long enough in water, it's gonna start to compromise itself, right? So what we're doing now is we're building it up so that we can put plywood here to flatten it out, but still, as you can see, there's an angle to this roof that allows the water to shed off this way, and this will be the main flat roofing section. So this will actually be removed as a flat roofing area. It will actually be shingled now, and then this area will continue to be flat roofing. So now that they're going to start putting the plywood in, it will create a nice barrier of from water or snow or ice that's packing in during the winter months. So again, it's going to be a much better solution than putting flat roofing material all over again, and of course not having the ability to secure the area from any, you know, ice damming issues and things like that. I mean, it's literally a small swimming pool when we use when it's done it, you know, with the flat roofing material. So now they're bringing in the plywood to at least make it a little easier to deal with. So all right, I'll keep you guys posted. I'll show you the finished product afterwards. And again, thank you for staying tuned. All right, folks, welcome back to another update on this countryside Illinois home that we're doing. A lot of progress since the last time we checked in, so let me kind of show you what's going on right now. So as you can see, six of the 10 slopes have already been shingled. Look at that. That's gorgeous shingles. That's Owens Corning Summer Harvest. It's gonna look great on this home. Beautiful home. They're gonna be putting in the hip and ridge shingles here shortly. Ridge vent going in, but more importantly, we've got the flat roofing section that we're gonna put in. So all this flat roofing right here is gonna be replaced by burnt sienna color, brownish color that will be, you know, pulling color from the bricks of the house. So look at that, gorgeous roof. Gorgeous roof. So we've got this. All right, so here's the breakout of the hip and ridge shingle. They're doing it now, so that's good. That's awesome. And as you can see on the back side, gutters are going in as well. So we've got two separate crews right here right now. The gutter crew is here, and typically as long as the gutter apron and the eaves are ready, they can put the gutters on. So right now they're working really well with our crew, not stepping on each other's toes, but there they are, brand new gutters. Gorgeous gutters, brand new gutters. And look at those gutter aprons. Gutter aprons nice and clean. And then of course the flat roofing will go right on top of that to create a nice roofing section. So gorgeous. All right, and of course the last thing they're gonna do is obviously the shed, that little shed. It will be a matching shingle to their roof. All right, folks, looking good. Gorgeous. All right, I'll keep you guys posted as to what else is going on, and we'll see more updates as we progress. We'll see you shortly, folks. All right, folks, welcome back and a short update. So as you can see, we rebuilt this entire bowl here that accumulates about 3 or 4 inches of water. Put a whole new decking here. We're rebuilding the side so that the shingle will go all the way down up to that edge right there, so that this whole thing will be shingled in. but having no bowl action to it. Just allows the water to just flow, and of course ice and snow won't accumulate here. Then of course there's the flat roofing. They're putting the base down. That's your base. And then after that is the burnt sienna top ply. So looking good. We've got 1, 2, 3 slopes left, and the only reason why they can't get started on the slope is obviously they're waiting for the flat roofing to go on. Once the flat roofing is on, they can obviously start knocking this out, and with 3 or 4 guns going at the same time, we will meet our deadline. What deadline is that? It's because this city only allows construction from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. so we are on a tight schedule, but we are now, I think, past being on track. I think we are definitely in good shape in regards to time frame. So there's our superstar Judy right there inspecting the work of the crew. Look at that. Look at this. See? This is what we do. This is Affinity Restoration at its finest, folks. We rock and roll like this. We should have our own concert. That's what we should do. Alright folks, I'll keep you guys posted on an update as soon as this flat roofing is done. They're laying out the first set of base. Looking good. Look how nice and clean that is. Very nice. Alright, we'll see you shortly, folks.